Bills training camp, St. John Fisher University, joined by a gaggle of Phillips. Jordan Phillips, along with son Malik, daughter Maya. We had Maya here last year on set. You got big, girl. You got big.
So, yeah,
she got big. This is also the one and only time every season that I am flanked by two Kansas natives, Steve being one, you being the other. Yeah. How far is Towanda from
Wichita? I don't know.
Like 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay,
yeah.
So close.
Towanda is?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom and dad live in Winfield.
Okay, yeah, we played Winfield in high school.
In high school,
So you're 6A, 5A?
We're actually 4A.
4A.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, Winfield I think is a 5A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there you go. Look at this.
You know what I mean? We have a language all our own.
That's right.
100%.
That's right. Well, good to have you in. So you're kind of slowly getting eased back into the practice setting, right?
Just taking my first 3 or 4 days, getting back acclimated, getting back around the guys, and next week we'll turn it up with the pads and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This week's probably a no-go for you in the game, right? They're going to let you sit, and then they'll kind of shift gears on Monday or something. Maybe Monday probably.
Just see how it goes, see how the soreness is and stuff like that, but the plan is to be ready for week 1, so whatever we need to do to be ready, that's what we're going to do.
Well, I know for you it centers around your inability and ability to start practicing and not practice at the beginning of this camp. What do you think about this training camp overall? Give us your 10,000-foot view of this team right now.
We're still working through it, but the details are there, and we're starting to find our identity. We've been blessed with the cool weather. We had a couple hot days, but you can't ask for more from a training camp like this.
2022, while it was successful on the field for the team despite a mountain of adversity, you had plenty of your own personal adversity, hamstring, rotator cuff. How did you kind of power through that like a lot of the rest of the members of your team did? Because last year was an exercise in pushing through adversity seemingly at every turn.
It wasn't just us. It was the whole city of Buffalo. Everybody was kind of just fighting through it, and it was just kind of one of those grindy years. And, everybody else is going through a lot. It seemed like we could quit on anybody, especially with all the stuff that that the city was going through.
Yeah.
So everybody was just kind of just pushing.
And what's the conversations been like now that you're back and kind of getting a fresh start this year? What have the conversations been like in the locker room?
Everybody's optimistic, and we're just going to keep working, stacking days. That's kind of been the motto so far, is just stacking days and seeing what we have to do to come and get over this hump that we've been in the last few years.
So I don't know if subconsciously or consciously Brandon Beane thought about this in the moves that he made through the course of the offseason, but you guys had a lot of injuries on the defensive front.
Yeah.
Now you can argue you're more talented and deeper.
Yes.
And I think the same can be said for the O-line and a lot of other positions for that matter. So if, in fact, adversity may strike here or there, and we know it does, it's a 100% injury sport, how much better equipped do you guys feel as a locker room that you're going to have really good answers if a guy or two goes down at a certain spot this year, based on what you have on the roster?
Even off just from camp this year, a couple of us have went down, and other guys have stepped in, and there's been no drop-off. And I can only really speak for the D-line, but I feel like you see that kind of stuff work with, like, the Eagles last year. They had all those guys, and you're just like, where's everybody going to play? But they made it work. And then the 49ers do it every year with all the first-rounders that they have. And so it's I feel like the team's built around the D-line, and if we can keep a healthy 10 out there at all times at the level that all of us can play at, it's going to be a scary thing.
Yeah, I know you had to be disappointed in the way your season went last year, just personally, because you popped the hammy in the early in the season, then you came back, and then I think it's in Detroit. Was it Detroit? Where you
No,
got
New England.
New England, where you took the swipe at Mac and went down and got your arm at an awkward angle, and you paid the price the rest of the season.
Right.
It's kind of, and I make the analogy all the time. It's like you got to drag around this luggage with you wherever you go. You're going to play through it, but it really sucks the life out of your season.
Yeah, it was bad, but it just made me become more of a team guy. Not saying I wasn't, just making sure that the guys that were coming in and just still trying to have that energy that I bring to the team and try to keep everybody going. So it wasn't, it was just a different type of year. I wouldn't say it was a down year. It was a growing year.
Yeah. I know a lot of fans want to see like you and Shaq amping people up again on game days. You know what I mean? You with waving people and Shaq with his energy. I mean, Coach appreciates that stuff. He takes value in that,
100%.
and it comes naturally to you. It comes naturally to Shaq. Do you guys? Is that all just off the cuff, or do you and Shaq kind of talk before the games and say, all right, who's going to get who amped up first?
No, it's just kind of whoever makes that big first play, and there's neither one. Most of the time it's one of us, and then he gets it going, and then we start trash talking between ourselves, and then it just gets out. It gets out of hand after that.
You know, people say that all the time, and you are. I mean, we talked to you on the show. We've done it before, and you're a completely different guy when you're standing around here talking, when you're off the field. But and I've tried to make the analogy of what it's like, but just articulate for us what changes, because I know it. When you walk down the tunnel in Highmark, and there's 80,000, 72,000 people in there, and it's a little easier to do that game day hype thing when you walk down that tunnel.
It's just like Jekyll and Hyde. You got those, or Bruce Banner and Hulk. You got those different personalities, and I have my family that I'm playing for. And then on top of that, the Buffalo fans are so rowdy that it makes it fun, and it's intimidating to the other people, especially late in the game, and we're all still jumping around, getting the crowd going. They're like, how do these guys have this much energy still? And so it's just, it's mind games within the mind games and fun within the fun.
So when does the mental shift happen for you guys pertaining to week one? Because you got a preseason, you got to navigate your way through first. But as we get to the tail end of that, when does the switch get flipped where week one becomes the total focus?
Another motto this year is just kind of, I see it, honey. It's just being present, taking it every day, day by day, and whenever that time comes to prepare for week one, we're going to do that. But right now, we're just still focusing on the guys that are fighting for their careers, fighting for their jobs, trying to make this team.
What about, because we've asked a lot of you guys on the defensive side of the ball, Coach McDermott as the DC. He said when he steps in the room, I'm not the head coach, I'm the DC. Right. How have you kind of looked at that and his approach? Because you know what his approach is as a head coach, having been here. How does it shift or maybe morph and change when he's in the defensive meeting room with you guys?
Honestly, I thought I was a little skeptical. I didn't know how he says he's going to put on two different hats, but you know what? You see it. When he comes in that DC room, it feels like, not saying he's not one of the guys, but it feels like he's one of the guys when he comes in there and talks to us, and he makes sure to that that it's a difference. He talks to you different when we're out here as a DC, and he talks to you different as a head coach. So, you see it. It's just hard to, as a player, you're like, okay, well, who am I talking to right now? But
which hat is on right now?
Yeah. So, and they can switch quick. So, but he does.
Depending on what you say.
Yeah, he does a great job, and it's going to be fun to see how he grows and does what he does during the season as well.
Yeah. Last one from me. Your children sitting on your lap, your significant other over here. So, training camp goes away every year, and there's been a big debate. How valuable is it to come to St. John Fisher College? I know you do get to spend a little time with your family here because but they got to make the effort to get here too, right? What do you think about traveling away to go to training camp, or having a training camp maybe in Orchard Park where guys would sleep in their own bed with their house, have dinner with their families, that kind of thing before meetings, that kind of thing? What do you think the value is, and do you think this? I'm pretty sure it's going to continue. Kind of give us how you see the difference between a stadium training camp or a remote training camp.
Well, I said start with in Orchard Park. The facility we have is top notch, and it's hard to get away from that. We're kind of spoiled there, but the camaraderie we get here and everybody getting to know each other, and then we spend so much time together. We really become a family, and a lot of us guys that do have families, it's tough for us because we're away from our families for so long. But you get to know everybody and learn everybody and stuff like that, and I feel like that's what makes us the Buffalo Bills, is because Sean really pushes family. Like today, I had both my kids out there working out with me running, and other places, you don't get that. People won't let you do that, and it makes you want to play harder because you know what you got here, and I don't know, family's everything here.
Yeah. Last one from me. We hear that Poona Ford is the most silent of the group in the room. Daquan used to be a quiet guy, but even Daquan said, I look talkative compared to him. Has anyone been able to get him to open up a little bit or say more than 3 words?
He's not shy. It's just, you just got to talk to him. And when you talk to him, he'll have a good conversation with you. And he has that resting face. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, so after you get past his resting face and start talking to him, he has a great smile, and he's a good character.
And you're straight with him, even though he's Texas and you're Oklahoma.
Yeah, we had it out because I didn't know at first, and we were talking back and forth. And I asked him where he went to school, and he said Texas, and I said I can't talk to you anymore. And but after that, we got through it, and everything's good now.
All right, cool. Jordan, thanks for stopping by.
Good
to see you guys too. All right, tell Dad to stay healthy this year. Okay.
Thank you.